Well, the question is, if this tsunami of sin crashes across us each day, eroding God's word from our lives, and bits of evil are seeping in here and there, every man needs to ask himself, how can I reverse this erosion of a spirit-filled mind? If that tsunami is hitting me every day, from the billboards, from the radio, from the television, from my computer screen, from every media that I come in contact with, even, wholesome sports has to be filled with dancing girls and advertisements. You know what I mean? You can't have one without the frame around it. The only way to cultivate a mind, Colossians 3, and this is where we're going to end this morning. Colossians chapter 3, turn there with me. And this is going to be just an introduction of where we're going to pick up, Lord willing, next Sunday morning. We're going to look at how to reverse the erosion of this mind that gets serious about God. God calls us to be reverent. That reverence is eroding by our media. It's not the communists that are going to get us, and it's not the Islamicists that are going to get us. It's the media that's already got us by the throat. And it's progressively erasing God's weight from our lives. The only way to cultivate a spirit-filled life, a word-filled mind, is obedience to God's command. And Colossians 3, verse 5 tells us this. Therefore, Colossians 3:5, put to death your members which are on the earth. Put to death fornication. Don't watch it. Don't do it. Don't think about it. Don't collect it. Don't have it in your movies. Don't have it in anything. Don't have it sung about. Don't have it portrayed. Don't have it prepared in advertisements that allure you that way. Put to death in your members. Your members are your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your hands, your appetites, every part, everything that makes you up, the total you. Put to death in you these things. Fornication. Fornication is any sexual activity between two people that aren't married. So don't watch sexual activity between two people that aren't married. Don't go to places where there's, you know what I mean? It's just very simple. Don't go to things that elicits desires. Jesus said if you lust after a woman, it's as if you've already committed the sin with her. Don't be involved at looking at or around or hearing about things that elicit fornication. Or uncleanness. Uncleanness is just all the rest, that whole garbage way. It's just the whole impurity of this world. Mortify receiving uncleanness. Don't be comfortable around it. Don't know the content of every movie. Don't know all the horrible, gross, bestial things that are done. Just mortify. Put it to death. Get out of the being aware of uncleanness and being comfortable around it. And passion, and evil desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry. I mean, we're not just talking about gross immorality here. We're talking about salivating over the newest model cars, or salivating over the newest fashion clothes, or salivating over looking prettier than someone else, which is this covetous desire, this idolatry that things have in us. Verse 8, but now you yourselves are to put off all these. Anger, wrath, and malice, and blasphemy, and filthy language out of your mouth. And goes through. To mortify, this word in verse 5, means to throttle sin, to crush it in our lives, to sap it of its strength, to pull it out by the roots, to deprive it of its influence. How do we do that? Well, let me just read to you what Peter tells us. Peter says in 1 Peter 2:11, he says, abstain from fleshly lusts that war against your soul. So those who want to be reverent, abstain. They just say, nope, I'm sorry. Yes, I love you. No, I won't do that. No, I won't watch that. No, I won't go there. No, I won't be exposed to that. No, I will not. I abstain from that because it promotes lusts which are warring against my soul. Peter said, number one, stop, abstain. Number two, he says, starve the flesh, cut off all the supply routes. If something causes you to lust, get rid of it. Then he says, look to Jesus. Then he says, saturate yourself with the Word as you're looking at Jesus. We'll talk about the elements of this. And constantly stay in touch with God. He's the one that is able to keep you from falling. He is able to present you faultless before His presence. And there's no temptation we'll ever be faced with the rest of our life that He doesn't put a lighted exit sign over the way out, that we can just say, God, help me, and we can escape. That's the way to recover an eroded mind. It starts up front with us saying, enough is enough. I'm going to fast from that media that neutralizes God. I'm going to start feeding myself on the spiritual food that strengthens God's hold on my life. I'm going to start calling out to God and saying, I want to feel your weight. I mean, as I'm walking into the 21-screen theater, I'm going to just feel crushed because I can't find a door to go in that wouldn't offend you. And so maybe I'll just go eat popcorn and sit on the lobby because there's nothing else that's worth seeing. You know, and when we start turning on the television, you just start feeling, it's just like someone has opened a sewer line from the BA processing plant, and it's just oozing out of the television set. And you go, ooh, I don't want that. And so all of a sudden it drives you to the pure milk of the Word. And you start nurturing your souls thereby. Have you gotten serious about God? Do you feel His weight? You live in a world that God is weightless. And God's looking for men who will be reverent, who will feel His weight on their lives and turn other young men to likewise feel His weight on their lives.